Let's go.
Fucking go.
It's about
Fucking
time.
season 40.
We complained about not getting breaks, and then we got this break, and at the last 2 weeks, I was like, I'm fucking done. I'm ready. Let's record something.
No, I was not.
No, this was plenty long enough. It's time to get back.
No, it was plenty long enough, but I thoroughly enjoyed this break. And I'm just going to say, like, I honestly think them stacking seasons the way that they have been is negatively affecting this show. Nobody's excited. We don't have time to be excited anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that whole idea of, you know, like if you're like constantly with somebody, like you can't miss that, like, you know, get some separate from these seasons a little bit so that we can actually miss the show again. And it's the same idea with the returning cast members. We never have a chance to miss them because they're always fucking there. So,
well, side note real quick. I know I already told you this, but I read online the other day that one of like the showrunners basically said that they have no plan of canceling Challenge USA. It's been successful and they plan on keeping it going.
Yeah, so USA is going to continue. And apparently season 41 is in the very, very beginning of the talks of the work of what they could be doing. So it's still a ways out, but they are approved for 41. And it was approved by MTV. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to potentially get another season on MTV.
So everybody better get your fucking cable.
Get your goddamn cable shit.
Your Hulu. Your YouTube Live.
Get your logins.
Yeah.
Do what we did. Call your local provider. Ask them for a streaming package. Just say, I don't care what's on there. I just need the cheapest thing with MTV.
Yeah.
And then when the show's done, cancel
it.
that bitch.
Yeah. Like what we're paying like $30 or something like that.
$30.
And because we're just doing streaming through our cable provider, you know what I mean? So, or do like Philo, which is like Philo, I don't know how you say it, but that one's like $25 or $27 a month. And then there's like Fubo, I think. That one's like
and then any of the live TV ones like Hulu Live TV, YouTube. Yeah.
And then also
I think I said YouBoob.
What's on your mind? Corrina, did you get melons at the store this week?
No. So also the season should be able to be purchased on Amazon on Amazon Prime and on iTunes for $25 for the whole season. And then every like Thursday or Friday, Amazon or iTunes releases it. However, I have heard conflicting things on this. Some people are saying, yes, it's available for them to purchase. Some people are saying, no, it's not available for them to purchase. I've read articles that said that it won't be available on Prime or iTunes for purchase. So it's here's my issue. Why the fuck would you have such an epic, massive season and make it so difficult for fans to watch it?
Right.
So I was talking to Corey about this, and I was like, Corey, the Raging Cajun. I don't want anybody to get confused by that.
Yeah.
But I was talking to him about it, and I was like, it's so wild because we grew up and MTV was the channel of the teenagers.
Yeah.
And now it's ran by baby boomers who refuse to change or adapt in any single type of way.
Yeah.
And it's like you have this show that gets 700,000 viewers because you air it at a weird ass time for MTV to be on. You don't promote it on any streaming service live other than outside ones. Like you could put it on Paramount. It just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Why doesn't MTV have their own streaming thing by now? Like,
well, they did. They had the MTV app, but they just shut it down like a month or so ago. So now you can't even use that. And so it's just, I don't know. Like, I don't know if MTV truly is dying out or not, but just like little things like that make me feel like it is. But we're not going to be quite off MTV yet. So
Did you see the new show that's coming on MTV with Chanel West Coast?
Oh,
yeah. I've been watching it.
I'm sorry. She was like the worst thing of ridiculousness, and now we get more of her.
Oh, well, she's a mom now, so I got a soft spot for her.
Yeah, she's been a mom for a while, but yeah.
I also named my first car Big Black, so I liked ridiculous.
Don't get me wrong.
I liked Robin Big.
I liked Robin Big. I liked the Factory ridiculousness because of her. Nah.
I'm just saying, like, Corey brought up a good point. Why can't I go fucking stream 2001 TRL with Carson Daly.
Ooh,
Yeah.
You know what I
amazing.
mean?
Oh,
Like, why can't I just do that with the challenge or anything like on an MTV app?
that would make my heart so.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous that I have to watch ridiculousness or whatever the fuck it's called 24 hours a day, except for on Thursdays or Wednesdays at 8
Yeah.
till like 9:20. And then the only thing they play after that is the same shit, ridiculousness, because it fits into any time slot you want to put it in.
Well, don't forget about Jersey Shore. That's on sometimes.
That's on there sometimes.
Do they still do like deliciousness? And you know what? Never mind. I don't even want to get into it.
I did see those commercials for the Surreal Life. I was in Corrina was like, what is this, 2003? I was like, no shit, right?
I was like, what is this, man?
Well, I've been watching that too.
It's just so weird to see those ads again. But
Talking about 2003, seeing all these eras on
Oh
episode
my
0
God.
come together in that little bar.
We want real world and real rules, not surreal life.
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
But like seeing all the eras coming together on episode 0, like when they're in the bar talking and seeing like, you know, Johnny talking with Era 1, he's like, I kind of wish I was in this group.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It
Yes.
was fucking funny.
Immediately
Yeah.
was like, wish I was on this side, not my side.
No, I honestly, look, I normally don't like the 0 episodes. 0 whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't usually like those, the launch specials and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of the times they're corny, but I really enjoyed this one. Like I felt like it was a really good way to kind of open the season, get everybody in there. It's such a big cast, and a lot of the people like, and I keep trying to remind myself that even though I have been watching the challenge for, 20 plus years, not all of challenge fans have. And so it was a really cool way for like some of these newer fans to kind of like see, the older cast and how they all interact. And just, I loved it. It reminded me very much of like, what was that? Was it All Stars 2 or was it All Stars 3 when like Rachel, Tina, and Veronica were all on together? And they got like out of the cars and like came up the steps together and like,
No, it was 4.
No, it was. What?
It was All Stars 4. Rachel only did All Stars 4.
Oh.
Rachel Robinson.
Was it?
It feels so far away now.
Yeah, well, it was filmed that far away, but yeah Rachel did All Stars 4 and then she's done 40.
I could have sworn what I'm talking about was before All Stars 4, but I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I very much enjoyed the whole vibe of having all these different eras come together, seeing like Mark on like the same season as like Horacio was just like, I love this so much.
Yeah. I did think it was really funny through the whole episode 0 that they kept just showing like the little cutout of who was going to be on Era 3 and then pretending like, we're a person short. Who is it? And it's like the cutout and you're like, I know who that cutout is.
Yeah.
That's pretty obvious. Come on.
Like his silhouette.
And the entrance at the end, like I loved his entrance naturally, but it was such a like wah 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 because then it just ends. And the second episode, our first episode, it didn't like pick it back up or anything. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It was really odd. I was honestly hoping for a little bit more of like a bang to the entrance. I was hoping he would kind of get the same type of energy that like CT got when CT entered late on Dirty 30. You know what I mean? Because he got stuck at customs and stuff, which is still just like one of the funniest things ever. Yes. But why have that silhouette picture of Jordan as if we don't know who it is? And not only that, but that like I hate when the cast plays stupid, and I know that they have to, but I fucking hate it. Like every single one of you knew it was going to be Jordan. Let's not play games. Like, come on.
Oh, we're just down a guy.
Yeah, I wonder. I guess we just have one less player. Like, Devin, shush. You know better than that, bruh.
Well, and I hate how it's like portrayed like he came in night 1 and everybody's asleep. And it's like they were just home in the pool partying. Like everybody's asleep now. And I'm like,
all of a sudden, what time is it?
But then again, the average age for everyone in there's like 35 or something like that. So that at that point, 2 a.m., oh, I'm done. Yeah, no, I'm not up any later.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I loved hearing them talk about like, yeah, you know, Era 1, we like to lay in the bed and chat it up and go to sleep.
Yeah. I gotta say, like, first of all, the freaking house, it's like a goddamn castle. It reminds me of the Trader's Castle.
Yes.
Like, it's massive. Where the fuck did they find this house?
So apparently it's like actually a movie set that's used for movies in Vietnam.
Oh.
And so like apparently you can see in a lot of different movies. I've heard that like the cast has complained about the house and the way it's set up and how far it was to get from.
Oh yeah, I remember Tori saying like you had to carry like, you know, like toilet paper and whatever with you because it was just so fucking massive. Like, yeah. That's crazy. They said
it was super loud too. Like you could hear everything everywhere.
Yeah, and I get that.
That's like a movie set for sure.
Yeah, and it gave very much Total Madness and what was it, USA 1 vibes where they were all just had the bunk beds in the communal like room and the like that crazy, but it totally gave me those types of vibes, which I didn't like, but I do like that they gave them all their own beds.
Yes.
Like, and they're not shoving them onto bunk beds. You know what I mean? Loved that. That was great. Like, I'm totally with Darrell. I could not be up and down. No, fuck that shit.
Or and CT, he was so funny. He was like, I don't have a left and a right knee. I got a good one and a bad one.
Yeah, exactly.
But Rachel's speech.
Dude, Rachel's speech to the girls.
My heart.
Just,
yes, queen.
It was so good.
Yes, dude, it was amazing. Honestly. And first of all, I just want to say, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, finally, somebody comes in and shuts Bananas up and he doesn't give a speech. Bananas gave a speech, guys.
Yeah.
But apparently, Bananas has given speeches on every single season. He's never missed a season, but they rarely show it anymore. And to the like all the way up to the highest extent of they will come and wake his ass up and say, "We need you to get up and give a speech," and then they didn't even put it in. So Bananas has said he will never give another speech on the challenge again, which I don't blame him.
No.
You know, but it's like, why would they do that? That's so weird.
And that one time they picked Big T's speech to show instead of Johnny's.
Instead of Bananas.
And why can't they show both? Like, we could have both.
You remember in Spies, Lies, Allies when Nelly T did the speech?
Oh, no. And it was a disaster. Oh.
It was good. No, it was good.
No, it was a disaster. I love Nelly, but let's...
it was
Nelly
good,
T.
though.
Let's be honest.
It was good TV.
Oh, it was great TV.
It was great TV.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I gotta say my favorite part about episode 1, and I'm really, really glad that they did this, was just kind of going through the house and seeing, like, first of all, that they had all the memory pictures up on the wall.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then the whole segment that they did about Diem, where like CT and Derek and them got to talk about Diem, was just absolutely beautiful. I love that they put pictures of Diem and of Night, you know, in the season 40 challenge house. You know, I don't want to get all emotional or make anybody sad, but I can only imagine what it would mean to Diem to be on and be part of the 40th season of the challenge. She fucking loved this show and she loved these people.
She was with them all through it.
Yeah, so it's really cool that they put that up there, and I love that we are finally at a place where CT can be on a challenge, be on camera, be in public eye, and talk about Diem, and it not be like, you know, because the last time we really saw it was like the challenge untold history thing when they tried to question him about it and he got up and left. You know, and we know he's been very prior to his divorce. He's been very quiet about Diem. You know, but since then, which respectfully, you know, but since then he's been going through a lot of healing, you know? And so I think it was very, I don't know the word I want to use, but I really loved that they included Diem, they included Night, you know, they included all these iconic moments.
I've got a word for it. It was cathartic.
Yes,
Yeah.
there you
It
go.
really was.
It was cathartic. It was very cathartic, and I'm just happy that CT's finally at a place where he can be okay talking about Diem or being around pictures of Diem and it not destroy him.
Yeah.
I feel like being in that house with all those people too has got to be like another level of healing for him, because
Oh, yeah.
a lot of those people had close ties with her, and like I don't know how much he got to see those people, or like I don't know. I just assume those people are sitting around sharing stories and like still remembering her together.
Mhm.
Right.
Well, and especially how she's talked about by every cast member, whether it's Cara Maria, Brandon, Tyree, anyone who had contact with her. So she's such
Even TJ, just everybody. I mean, not everybody, but
So it's one of those scenes that he'll never get away from, because she was such a beautiful person and touched so many people's lives that they always want to remember her. You know what I mean? And I'm sure he does too, but I'm sure it's difficult as hell.
Oh, I'm sure it's still difficult, but
Yeah.
it's just nice that he's at a place where he can, because like I don't know this for sure. This is purely an assumption, but if something like this happened, 3 years ago or whatever, I don't know that CT would have stopped and acknowledged those photos the way that he did. You know what I mean? It's just nice to see that he's at a place where he can finally start doing that. So it was really cool. I actually enjoyed episode 0.
I like
You know what I really liked is the fact that they put it on YouTube for free
Yes.
the next day. I was like, oh, dude, that's really cool. Maybe you should do that for other stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just tossing that out there.
Maybe you guys should just pick a platform for your show, like for all of them. And Paramount Plus is preferred, in my opinion, because then we can hear them cuss.
Paramount
But,
Plus just got sold and cut 15% of their workforce.
Well,
Lovely.
then I will insert maybe Peacock, because Peacock you can swear on there.
Yeah,
So,
maybe Peacock would be a
know,
good choice. Yeah.
I think, there is another, they have some episodes or seasons of the challenge sprinkled around. Oh, like a bunch of streaming platforms.
Peacock
I can't
has
remember.
a few
I
of
think
them.
Peacock is one of them. So, maybe that's an option. I mean, I don't know. I don't do that for a living. I'm
That's
just
not
a
my
viewer.
job.
I'm just a viewer. I'm just a peasant. So,
Mm-hmm.
Please listen to us.
They be listening.
They do. All right. So, I mean, episode 0 was good. I enjoyed it, but it was kind of like Kicks, like the serial Kicks. Like, it's okay, but it's not what I really wanted.
Honestly, relatable as fuck.
It's not what I was really here for. And what I was really here for was episode 1. So I think we should get into that.
Yes.
So let's get this episode going.
Let's do it.
Should we drop the music?
Let's
Oh,
you
yeah.
fucking
I'm
drop
so
the fucking
excited.
music.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back.
We back,
fucking
bitches.
made it, guys.
We're still here, breathing.
We made
ain't
it to
dead yet.
season 40. What?
Season 40, 25 years, 400 cast members.
Wow.
What? The longest running show in reality TV history.
Dude,
Wild.
absolutely insane.
What?
And actually really, really quick, because you just brought up numbers. I want to bring up a number. I want to bring up a couple of numbers really quick. If you follow us on Instagram, we've been sharing stat sheets for the past 20 days, counting down everybody's stat sheets from season 40. But then on premiere day, in case you missed it, we actually did a stat sheet for TJ motherfucking Lavin.
And when she says we, she means she did. Corrina and Rick. They need the credit for this. They provided this all to you.
I don't really need the credit, but
so
can I just say real quick about this stat sheet? The numbers that you're going to say blew me away. It was, I did not expect it to be the numbers that
it was
they
shocking.
Are. Yeah.
So we went through, we counted TJ's seasons and finals that he's hosted. We went through and manually counted how many different champions he has crowned. And then we counted all the dailies that he's hosted and all the eliminations that he's hosted. So TJ has hosted 37 seasons, 37 finals. And yes, we are counting Dirty 30, even though he was only technically there virtually. He was still the host for Dirty 30. It counts. Okay.
It was TJ's final.
Yeah. Plus he was at the reunion, did the whole, pulled the thing for Voldemort. Like, so, it counts. It counts. But
it's
then
a speech impediment.
TJ has hosted 411 daily challenges.
Wow.
He has overseen 504 eliminations.
That's wild.
And then this is the one that fucking blew my mind. TJ has put a challenge crown. At
least you don't say crayon.
TJ Crayon, or never mind.
We're professionals.
Thank you guys for loving me. Okay, again, one more time at the top. No, so TJ has put a challenge crown on 61 different fucking people. 61. Wow. What the? That's crazy.
Not like counting Jordan 5 times.
No, that's
counting all the different people.
Yeah, so
or like Bananas 6 times or 7 times.
Bananas only counts once. Jordan only counts once. CT, you know what I mean? Like it's like how many different people? Nuts. 61 different people he has crowned, and that's not counting whatever happens on 40, obviously, because we don't fucking know.
We don't know yet.
You brought up the numbers. I wanted to throw TJ's out there because it's just so cool to see. Because everybody's like, oh yeah, TJ's been hosting the challenge for 20 years. But it's cool to see like those numbers broken down of like, this is what he's been part of, for the last 20 years.
So much more than you would think.
Yeah. Yeah. Way more. Like Rick was like, wait, why is there so many more eliminations than there are dailies? And I was like, well, double eliminations, girl, boy, if it's a male and female elimination, if it's a team elimination, like, I counted all those. So like
it's about to get 8.
Yeah, it's wild.
So, plus we counted, obviously All Stars, USA, World Champion, and all the flagships. So pretty crazy.
By the way, this is the Challenge Fandom Podcast. My name's Rick Hayes. This is my beautiful wife, Corrina Hayes.
Hello.
We've got Alexis, Tex Rawson, Katie, Bad Blood Pahura, and then Josh motherfucking Chambers.
What up?
Long time no see, buddy.
I was on the last one.
It's been a long time for all of us.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Well, me too.
Yeah, all of us. The night's a very dark time for me. It's dark for everyone. It's nighttime.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
Oh, Tony's in the waiting room.
Oh, he is?
Too late. We did intros already, Tony.
He's going to think we're almost done.
Yeah, sorry. We're already at the end of the show.
It's too late. We did intros.
Yeah. And then we've got Tony.
I was here for intros.
Info Lance.
Sorry, I wasn't looking at my text. Whoops.
That's okay. I sent a mass text.
It's all right.
Oh,
I'm in airplane mode. I'm not responsible.
Awesome. Everybody made it. Yay.
Just in the nick of time.
Right?
Doing intros.
Perfect timing. Yeah.
So before we get into the breakdown,
yes.
I know you put out a story on IG you wanted to talk about.
I did. Quick. Yeah. So I put out a story on our Instagram just asking everybody, like, how'd you feel about episode 1? I got some really good feedback and comments and stuff that we're going to shout out through the episode, but I want to kick this episode off. We got a message in, and it was just something that I wanted to kind of get your guys' opinion on. So shout out to Mozzie Muffin. I hope I'm saying that correct.
I hope you are too.
It's not my cat.
No, and it's it's Mozzie. So I was like, so I don't know if it's Mosey. I don't know. But they wrote in and they said, there's almost too many people. And where the hell is Wes? So I just want to say, first of all, yeah, where the fuck is Wes? I get it. House of Villains, me. But no, he needed to be on season 40. Yeah. I'm sorry, but he needed to be here. And honestly, part of me feels like he didn't do season 40 just to prove that he was right to all those people that fucking did the whole bet thing, to his donation thing. And he was like, if I'm on 40, I'll give you your money back, blah, blah, blah. And there was like tons of people who actually fucking paid into that shit. And he doesn't have to give that money back now. So
was House of Villains just shorter recording time or what?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. And I don't think they all live together. They get their own hotel.
Oh, yeah. They don't live there.
I know Traitors was filmed in like 10 days.
Oh,
wait. House of Villains, no, they all do all. Well,
I'm getting them mixed up.
I know. I did the same thing. I truly don't know if they actually sleep in the House of Villains house. They have bedrooms.
I know Traitors, they don't. They make it appear like they sleep in the castle, but they don't sleep in the castle.
Which is lame.
Really weird, yeah.
Anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is Challenge 40. Battle of the Eras.
Well, really quick, I wanted to get everybody's opinion. Is the cast too big? Do you guys think there's too many people?
Absolutely not. I still
there's
want
not
more.
Enough.
Me too. There's too many eliminations the first night.
While we were starting this one, I was like, wait, where's Nani? Why isn't Nani here?
Where's Ashley Mitchell?
Where's Ashley Mitchell?
Yeah.
You know, and that's my thing. Where's Sarah Rice? Where's Susie?
Landon?
Where's Veronica in Era 1?
Yeah. No, they
don't even have Fessy on here.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, where's Fessy on Era 4?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Look, I'm not even a fan of him, but he should have been there.
Yeah, absolutely. Bring 60 people in and cut 20. I don't give a fuck how many you got to purge in day 1.
I don't know, though. This gave me anxiety, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I think my feelings of nostalgia definitely took over in this moment. I don't think the cast is too big. I love it. I am actually upset that we're getting such a big cut right out the gate, and we're going to lose some of these iconic people super quick. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's people. That. I'm in my who was it, Kendall? I'm in my Kendall era where I'm like, can we just all just stay?
Yeah.
Can they just stay though? Yeah. They're not playing for the money anymore, but they just stay and hang out, and we still get to see them on TV, you know? Like, can we just do that?
Redemption House?
What if they, that's what I was going to say. What if they brought that back for season 40 and everybody just goes to a redemption house when they're done?
Oh, that would be crazy. They don't come back,
they just like hang out.
But they just hang out. That would be crazy, honestly. That would be pretty fun.
Like an abridged version of the real world, the redemption house.
Yeah. That'd be crazy.
At me, BMP.
They'd almost have to make it though, where like if you lose and you get sent to this like redemption house, like you don't get paid anymore, because then me personally, I would just lose to go to the redemption house so I could still get paid and just hang out and not have to worry about eliminations or anything, you know,
to quote CT, there's some people there on vacation.
Yeah.
Katie.
I did mention the episode break off. Like Sam was like, why are like they not showing the eliminations until the next episode? And I did bring up that they get paid by episode, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now everybody gets paid for one more episode.
Yeah. Well, I think they get paid by per week. So it's like you know, like every like Thursday, whatever the check date is or whatever, like it's per week in the house. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's like bonuses. I honestly don't know. There's so much that goes into the structure of their pay. And it also depends on like who you are, how long you've been, you know, on TV, and how much
seasons.
Exactly.
Jordan broke it down the other day on his stories.
Yeah.
Like he actually went, I don't remember what the numbers were, but he went through like how much he got paid on his first one to then now and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It was interesting, yeah. What was the other IG comment?
So the other IG comment that I wanted to kick off the opening episode with, because this was probably the most annoying fucking thing about this episode. Shout out to Haley Kalman. I'm not sure, but thank you for bringing this up. She says 30 minutes of no commercials and then a 5-minute commercial for every 2 minutes of show is absolutely fucking insane. What are they doing?
She's not wrong.
What are we doing?
She's not wrong.
They're selling ad space.
Yeah, they're capitalizing on the companies that aren't advertising on X.
I just, what, bro? Are you kidding? We got super excited too because like when it skipped and you could tell that it was, you could tell it was cut for a commercial there, but it just skipped right over the commercial. And Rick looked at me and he goes, "Oh my God, are we going to get an episode of no commercials?" And I was like, that would be so sick. Nope.
No, just kidding.
Just kidding.
No.
Gotcha.
Yeah, fuck you.
That's just the whole that part of the show, and having to have cable or having to have a special fucking streaming site, just that whole part of this kills it for me. Like this is supposed to be your like fucking
your biggest
blowout season ever. And only a select few people can watch it because nobody has fucking cable in.
Yeah.
You know, it's so stupid.
It is really dumb.
Anyways, let's start breaking this whole fucking shindig down. It's episode 1, the Era Invitational Part 1, or as I like to call it, Misaligned Miso Soup Bowl.
That's what it looked like. Yeah.
No, honestly, first of all, the intro to the season with all the clips from the past seasons, very awesome intro. I love that they took the time to do that. But I also think that it would have just been more fun if they would have gone old school with this and they would have done one of the old school intros where the cast is actually like doing something stupid, whether they're jumping up out of the water and they're completely dry when they come out of the water, or they're jumping up out of, fake holes in the sand, or, I don't know. There were so many good ones. But I just think that like that was a major missed opportunity to like take it back. Celebrate the 40th season with some old school shit and do like one of those funny intros.
Which one are you thinking of?
They're in Vietnam. They could have like popped out of like a hole Charlie came out of or something.
Oh, no. You can't say that.
I just did. Jesus. It was 50 years ago. Why am I not allowed to talk about that?
You say too soon?
Too soon. No.
Jesus. No, I think an intro would have helped. But you know what else would be really great is if you're going to do an episode 0 where everybody tells their fucking story and how they've been on the challenge and everything. Why do we need to do it again in episode 1?
Yeah, why? Why are we doing this? We heard all of this.
And how many new viewers do you think you guys are really getting where we all have to hear why Corey's doing this again?
Guys, wait, can you remind me why is Corey doing this?
Yeah, like we know Corey's doing this for his kids.
Okay, but he switched it up.
No, he didn't.
Time.
He did. He switched it up.
He said some
wedding bells.
And he should not have said that.
He's getting married this time. It ain't for his kids. He getting married this time.
Or
no, but
people are grilling him for that because
were they?
He shouldn't have said that on Teen Mom. He gets grilled so much about why he has not married Taylor because they've been together for like almost a decade. It's like all anybody can talk about, to the point where he said that because people will not leave him alone about it.
Oh, no.
I'm glad that he can make his own decision about when he's going to marry his person.
I was with somebody for 20 years. We never married.
It's just a piece of paper.
It's, stupid.
Anyways. You know what else was stupid? Them getting delivered in a fucking shipping crate. And then if you think about it, like the liability insurance, they wouldn't be in that crate when they moved it. So they moved that crate, planted it, said, okay, everybody get inside now so we can cut and make it look like you're exiting because you were in it.
Yeah.
I was fooled. I was like, badass, they're in that, they're moving around.
Oh, Alexis.
And I was like, Lincoln Park, fuck yeah.
They were not.
They were all standing on the sidelines smoking a Marlboro Light. Watching them fucking land that crate. Like, oh, that's what heavy machinery looks like.
Big fact.
She was like, they're probably really listening to Lincoln Park and the shipping container.
I would be.
Jordan was probably the one operating the crane. He's like, no, I've done this before.
I got this, guys. Yeah. I
know how to do everything.
I got one of these back in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You know what, though? You know what I really, truly, truly enjoyed about this opening portion of the episode was TJ's entrance. Like with the water and the light show.
So dope.
Awesome.
In my notes, I'm like, it's so aesthetically pleasing. Like my eyes were so happy watching all the colors and all of the things.
For a second, I thought I forgot that they were filming in Vietnam, and I was like, "Are they at the Bellagio?" I was like,
"Is this the fountain show?"
They were channeling Ocean's 11 just because it's going to be a big ensemble.
Yeah, no, I like that. Smart move by them to intertwine.
Yeah,
you know.
Dude,
did anybody have CT being the first one to cry on the season on your bingo card? Because I didn't.
I did. I cried first before him.
He made me cry.
I don't like it. I don't like it. You're not allowed to cry, because then I'm gonna cry.
Tears.
If you cry, then I'm gonna cry, and it's just
we're all gonna start.
We're all gonna cry, man. You're not allowed.
I loved what he had to say too.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Challenge 40 is his home. That's been 20 years of his life.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like that for all of us too. Well, I mean, maybe not all of us, but all of us that have been watching for that long, like,
right.
That's how I feel too.
The thing with CT for me is like, I know this is like a big thing for a lot of people, but think about how many monumental life moments were on the challenge for CT. He met Diem, he lost Diem. He got married on the challenge. He announced to the world that he had a fucking child when he came back on the challenge. Like, there's just so many huge, life moments that, like real life moments that have been incorporated into the challenge for CT. So it's like, I couldn't imagine that this, like, I could only imagine what this show means to him is what I'm trying to say, I guess,
Yeah.
Even just on a personal level, aside from, I love competing, I love coming on this show, I love the fans, whatever, is just like what that place means to him, So I love it.
Well, and that's like been the constant, like through all those changes and stuff, like he always had something that was just different, but the same.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, like everybody in Era 1 is really great and phenomenal, right? But how many of them can you look at and said were a dominant force in every single era they played in?
Every era, even Era 4.
Especially when people didn't think they would be. Like,
which is when he performed best.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's why he's a GOAT.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so moving in, obviously, this is where TJ is like telling everybody about the season, what the prize money is going to be. It's $1 million prize. I get it. $1 million is a great prize, but it almost feels like it should have been higher because that's what 30 was. Like, even if it was like 1.5, and especially because they're splitting it between first, second, and third, So it's like, I get it, and I'm happy it's not less than $1 million. But I almost feel like you guys could have done a little bit more for your season 40 blowout. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Those are rookie numbers in that racket. You got to get those up.
Yeah.
Especially when you're saying like that's $1 million, but the way that the challenge does it is that's $1 million total.
Yes.
And then it's all divvied up after that.
Yeah. So that's $400,000 for the winner.
Right.
Yeah. Like when you say like with Survivor, when you get $1 million, right? Like then outside of that $1 million and taxes, you then have like second place, third place, whatever, all get paid outside of that $1 million.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, and that's the thing is for season 40, you tell me you can't do 2 million. So each person gets 800K.
Yeah. Like, really? I did that. Okay.
Where does the money come from?
What do you mean?
BMP, probably.
Oh, like the money that they give out?
I've just always wondered, like, when these people go on like game shows and stuff, like, where's the money come from?
It comes from like sponsors and stuff,
Okay.
So what commercial do you see the most of on when you watched? That's who's paying for a majority of it.
Yep.
Jardiance.
But anyway, so while obviously TJ talks about the money and we get confessionals, this is where we get the confessionals of everybody talking about what they're going to do with the money. And I just found these 3 confessionals so funny, like in contrast to each other. So like first we get Corey saying that, he hears wedding bells, he's going to get married. And then we get Amanda with her, vivid daydreams that she's going to win and turn it into a bank account for her kid. Good luck.
Or make it out of the Invitational.
Like, I'm sorry, honey, but that's going to happen.
And I'm going to hit mega bucks, but you can't win the lottery if you don't fucking play it.
Yeah. And then it goes from that. So like, I'm going to get married. I'm going to do this bank account for my kid. And then it goes to Aviv and she's like, I might just get a new set of boobs because I'm going through a midlife crisis. I was like, she's about to pull a Casey Cooper and I'm here for it, dude.
Yes.
She's about to pull Ashley Mitchell and I'm here for it. Like, get those boobs, Aviv. But I just thought it was so funny. Like, you could see the difference between like, the older cast who have already like lived a good portion of their life. And now she's like, fuck it. I'm in my 40s. I want new boobs.
I'm so glad I got to meet her up in Seattle. She was such a blast, and to see her back on TV is even better.
Dude, she looks great. She looks like she hasn't aged a single day.
No.
Since the last time we saw her. Like, she looks exactly the same. Crazy.
And it's dope that her and Darrell on the same season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
Darrell didn't even know that she was going to be there too, and that was cool.
I was going to say, is it weird that...
But she said he did know.
No, not in Seattle.
Oh.
That's what I was talking about. Sorry.
Gotcha.
I thought I heard somewhere that she thought you weren't allowed to tell people when you were coming.
Yeah. Well, because that's how it was.
Back in the day, you couldn't do that.
Because you're technically not supposed to.
You're not supposed to, but everybody does.
You know what was wild? When we were doing those stat cards, me and Corrina were looking at things. Do you know that the last time that Rachel and Darrell were on a season together was Inferno 2?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound right, does it? It sounds like they were on more seasons.
Season 8, yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy, right?
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just missed each other every time.
Because she wasn't on Ruins, which was Darrell's last season, before he did his, his little break.
Wasn't on Fresh
Her
Meat.
last one was 17, which was Duel 2. And it's just crazy.
It's
like
wild, the pair ups that you're getting.
It's a lot. It's like that for a lot of the Era 1 and Era 2 people. Is like it's been like 10 plus years since they've been on seasons together. So it's really cool to see everybody together.
That's actually part of like why this format of the Invitational really bothers me, is because you're getting people that, and I understand like it happens every time, but you're getting people that we haven't seen in a really long time, or are like stoked to have back, and then they're in the bottom, not because they actually were in the bottom based on performance overall, but just because they happen to be last of their particular era, when you've got others that are like dead last and they only have like one person to factor in.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's shitty, but at the same time, they had to keep it even. And I get why they did it, but yeah, like it would be really shitty if we lost somebody like Aviv that we've seen once in 20 years.
Yeah.
Right.
But
and I do agree. Like it's weird situations too, because then we get, and obviously we're about to dive into the daily, or whatever you want to call it, the nightly.
The mini final.
But is and I just lost my train of thought.
Squirrel.
Well, we're millennials. That's what we do. With that being said, I do like the idea that they started this off with like a mini final, a purge, daily, nightly, whatever you want to call it, where at the end, what we find out is that 8 people are automatically going into elimination. 4 men, 4 women, 1 from each era. And then the bottom, the winners, men, women from each era, will be safe, but we'll vote in who's going to go in against the loser in elimination. So we're cutting this cast from 40 to 32.
Yeah.
And that's why I was saying earlier, like, we could have had more casts. You could have just done more eliminations. It would have been fine. Like, we're not going to be upset about that.
And I would have had anxiety if it was just 2 people going home. Like, as soon as they came out of the shipping container and they lined up and we saw them all together, I was like, we all know I had a hard enough time trying to decide who I wanted to win and all the things. So seeing them all together, I'm like, I was so anxious all episode just for them to leave us on a cliffhanger. I'm like, I need to know. I just need to know who's going. So that I can just know because I'm not okay.
Yeah, I was not thrilled with the editing this episode. I thought the episode was great. The cast is great. The theme, the format. I love everything except the editors are going to fuck shit up like always. And I just don't understand why they insist on doing this. But we'll get into that a little bit later.
They cut it up like Polly's shirt.
Well, and that's a whole different story. I'm not even talking about that, but that's some crazy shit, which we'll get in here in a second. But I'm curious, what did you guys think about this daily? Like, how did you feel about this 3-step daily? Obviously, we start, you got to race to your puzzle, make the number 40, get in your miso soup bowl and go, find your 10 lights, and then get them back and put them in your board. So we've got puzzle, we've got some kind of, water rowing kind of thing. And then
light bright.
And then I don't know, I guess putting lights.
Yeah, light bright. I like
light bright.
Yeah. That's basically
Devin's favorite game. So I'm curious. Yeah. What did you guys think about this as like the opening daily for what's going to determine who gets purged?
I thought it was good based on the fact that it didn't give like a distinct advantage to any one era. Like you didn't have to be super fucking athletic to do decent at this. It helped. Like if you've rowed a boat before, that obviously helps. But
yeah,
it wasn't like you're running 5 miles. It wasn't really a mini final. It was really a purge, kind of like what they did on All Stars 4. And I wasn't mad about it at all.
Okay.
And you know what? Anytime you get this many legends and you get narration from the legends, like CT with his pro tips.
Oh, I love his fucking pro tips.
Amazing.
I hope we get them every episode.
Me too.
Every episode, dude. If we do, I'm going to start I'm going to do some shit. Yeah.
They should do it for every season, even once he's not on.
Little cards. Daily affirmations from CT.
Well, and his tip was a very helpful tip, and it doesn't seem like
the puzzle?
Nobody else noticed.
No,
not until
they didn't notice there were shapes on the back of the fucking puzzle. What?
It was one other person to notice, but it was at the very end. Anissa. She's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
I liked how she was talking shit about other people, and then she was one of the last ones to finish. I was like, "Come on, Anissa." The best one though, and I know I'm jumping a little bit ahead on here though, was Tony.
Oh my God.
Calling check Tony. 46 fucking times.
Just twist the top, bro.
It's not right. What do you mean?
But every time, like, he twisted it, and then it would show the previous shot of him with the top of the floor backwards. Yeah. But then when it would go back to him, you would see that it was right again. And I was like, I don't even understand what you're doing wrong at this point.
It doesn't get more 40 than this.
That fucking quote, dude, that might be line of the night for me. Like, that's as 40 as it gets, is what he said. That's as 40 as it gets.
So fucking good.
See, that should have been the episode title.
Fucking Tony.
Speaking of Anissa, though, she mentioned that she wanted to get her one up on Kara with her elimination record.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize they were that close, but it's like everybody's got like something they're trying to prove, some numbers and stats they're trying to beat.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't sports that much, as you all know, but even if she gets one more elimination win, that doesn't mean that they're tied. Because it's based on like how many you've been in and how many you've won.
I don't know the exact numbers.
Yeah, they're going off of the total eliminations won.
Yeah,
not the ratio though.
If it takes me 40 eliminations to get 7 wins, and someone else does it in 8 eliminations, then that person's better than me.
Are you looking at stat cards now?
I'm not anymore.
Okay, cool.
I don't care enough, to be honest. But yeah, no, I just wanted to give a shout out to Jen Vasquez. Jen Vasquez 79 on Instagram. She says, I wish the challenge event was a little bit longer and more difficult, especially since 8 people are going home. And part of me kind of agrees with that. I liked the challenge, but I almost feel like there should have been I did not like the last,
like another piece to it.
I did not like the last step. Just plug the fucking lights in. I didn't like that. I felt like there could have been something else. You know what I mean? Like, this is a massive purge, and for it to just come down to this 40 puzzle and paddling in the boat, I just felt like there could have been something else that they could have added in. I don't know about making it longer.
But you were battling in a bowl of miso soup.
I think that's the only argument I have, too.
Don't tell that to Leroy.
I know that's so funny. It's so funny, haha.
No, but it's difficult. It's not just like you're in a fucking boat paddling.
It's difficult for some people, but there was no obstacle for Laurel in this.
There's no obstacle for Laurel in anything.
Bullshit. Let's not pretend like she doesn't have her struggles.
She's a Terminator.
I'm just saying that I personally feel that there could have been an additional step, whether it was, some sort of digging. I don't know, but just something.
Maybe if the light bright thing had like specific colors, like you have to put these, or if there was like another puzzle inside of that, or just like you said, another step.
Yeah, like those pegs have to go in a specific order in order for it to light up. Otherwise, it won't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would have been, but just it like, I don't know.
I mean, we still got Laurel conquering one of her biggest elimination fears, which was putting pegs in holes.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts.
And I mean, I know it wasn't like physically demanding and really physically tough, but the fact that you saw half the cast flip those little fucking bowls.
Oh, yeah.
In the water. And I mean, let's not forget about Devin.
There was like 3 people, but that's okay.
No, there was more than that. Jenny did it.
Jenny went all the way in the water.
Devin did it. Leroy, CT flipped his. I mean, there was quite a few that did. But nobody did it as bad as Devin, and who had to swim across the whole fucking, I don't know, lake or whatever it was.
Whatever it is. Whether it's a real lake, man-made, who fucking knows? But
it's dark.
But tell me how the fuck Devin doesn't just flip his boat. He flipped his boat a couple of times and then he sinks it.
Sunk it.
He Titanic'd it.
And still swims all the way back and still beats Leroy. Like, how the fuck does that even happen? Like, to me, that, yes, it says a lot about Devin, but it also says a lot about Leroy, bro. That's not a good look.
I know. I love Lee, but...
Did you see Leroy was in a totally different boat? Like, he wasn't in one with a green light. It had a blue light, so he had to switch.
He was in the wrong... He got in the wrong boat. He got in the wrong Era boat.
No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it was just very messy. But the thing that I really wanted to talk about and touch on for this daily challenge is that since the episode has premiered, we have gotten a lot of feedback from different challengers on social media that this is not how it went. This episode, the daily finishes were edited out of order. It did not go down in the order in which they showed us. And it's like, why do that? I don't, because all that does is
make us question everything.
It hurts our trust in the show, in the producers and the showrunners, so it's like, I just don't understand why those types of decisions are made in the editing department. Why are we going to put it in the order they finished?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. Like, it does not matter. I understand that the whole thing of like Laurel and Cara neck and neck, whatever. But if memory serves, Emily came in before Cara or something like that. I read it.
That's how exactly. Like,
something as simple as that and as inconsequential as that, because it's not like they replaced somebody going into elimination. It was just simply the order in which they finished. Then we question everything.
Exactly. Well, and that's my thing is it's like, because it didn't affect anything, what was the point in editing it this way other than that you want to play into certain things? So you want to edit Laurel and Cara super, super close to play into that rivalry, right? When it wasn't that close. And I also and I'm trying to be, this is proof right here that I'm being unbiased. Okay. Because in all actuality, good. It's about goddamn time this happens to the men and not the women. But I feel like they're taking shots at the men with the editing because they're making it look like every single man finished behind the women.
Between Rachel's speech to this.
Yeah. And I agree that the women of this whole season, really, almost every era, like they are top fucking notch. So I get that, but it's just shady. Like, what is the point in it?
Well, I understand the point of trying to create drama, right, for the show.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, they're trying to create this drama that, like, Laurel and Cara were so close. But you can see the whole beach behind Cara and the whole beach behind Laura as they're doing it. And neither one is standing behind each other doing it at the same time.
Well, and
it was the same with Jenny West and Michelle.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, when Laurel's up there and she's putting her pegs in, you can look down the beach and you can see there are no other pegs in the wall. When Cara's putting her pegs in, the only pegs that should be in the wall are Laurel's right next to her, but there's fucking pegs all over. You know what I mean? So it's it didn't happen that way, and it's stupid that they're trying to fucking play games with us.
So Cara did finish second in Era 2, that's right. But it was Aviv didn't finish third. Emily finished third is what they're saying.
Right.
Was edited.
Yeah.
And a couple different ones as well. I heard about Josh, and also, like, I heard Horacio did really good too.
Yeah. But it didn't look that, it was not edited well. And it breaks trust, you know?
There's another one that was really confusing to me, like that one of the tweets that somebody made, which was Theo, when he said, I wish they showed how last I came, as Cara finished my puzzle for me. Then I jumped in the water for 20 seconds and Polly came back. And I was like, okay, so Cara's not even in his era and is doing his puzzle for him.
She did the same thing for Polly, because I literally have it written down here. How the fuck is Cara allowed to help Polly? She's not even on the same team as him. And this was an individual challenge. Yeah. So I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. And I don't fucking like it, man. Again, this it feels like preferential treatment. Like, and honestly, if it wasn't Cara, the fucking fans would be flipping out right now.
It's not even that to me. It's the fact that production doesn't regulate this. And here's my big thing is, we hear Bananas talk about it all the time. America's fifth sport, blah, blah, blah. You guys don't even have fucking timers to give us accurate counts.
Yeah, there's no rules.
There's no rules. No. Cara can help. And not to say it's because it's Cara. Like, Tori could have helped someone. There's no fucking ground rules.
Nobody should have been able to help anybody.
No. It doesn't matter who it is.
The only helping should be like verbalizing.
Yes.
Especially like, and at the very least, it has to be like your own era.
Your own team. Yeah. At the very least. If you finish, you can help your team, finish their puzzle or like whatever. But going outside of your era to go help no, I didn't like it at all.
Well, it also means like you could be screwing over your own era by helping somebody who could be like a huge beast on that era.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're down people because your era lost as a result of that.
Well, and the thing is like for me with the Kari with the Kari thing, Cara and Polly, with Cara and Polly is that like people on Era 2, and again, we talked about this in our season 40 cast and memories episode, people on season 2 don't really like Polly, and a lot of them don't like Cara either. So they're going to be looking for reasons to throw Cara in. And on the very first episode, her helping her boyfriend that's on another team, that's a solid ass reason to get you gone, dude. Because now, how do I know you're playing for my team? How do I know you're not going to be helping him in, 5 more dailies? Like, so it was just, to me, it was a very short-sighted decision for Cara to make, especially if Theo truly was that far behind Polly. There was no reason for her to try to help him. He was right there. He just had to plug his fucking lights in, so I don't know.
That's where this season's going to get murky, is because they are separated by eras, but there's so much crossover in relationships and friendships and everything else.
Oh, it's going to get messy.
It is going to get very messy very quickly.
Even this episode, it started getting messy. Just as soon as they started deliberating, I was like, oh no.
You know what's not going to be messy is Cara and Laurel, because we know exactly where that stands.
Well, really quick, before we move on to Cara and Laurel and nominations, I'm curious because I have been seeing her take a ton of heat for this. And so I'm curious how you guys all feel about Nurys' reaction to coming in last and the way she treated Horacio.
We've all been there.
How do you guys feel about it?
It's justified. Nobody wants to be babied when they lose.
Dude, I will say, as someone who I consider myself to have anger issues, but I've been told by people that they would never guess that. But like, she didn't say like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't say, get the fuck away from me. Like, she said it in a nice way and she got her point across without being like super rude.
Well, and here's my thing that I just want to remind everybody of. This is exactly how Horacio operates too. He did the same exact thing to Olivia when they came in last on 38. So he understands. And I don't think it was a personal thing. It was, and I'm very much the same. Like, if I feel, even if I don't look stupid, if I feel like I look stupid, I don't want to be fucking babied. Don't fucking baby me. Don't come hug me and hold me and, oh, poor you. No, just fuck off and leave me alone and let me be angry for a minute. And then I will calm down and we'll figure out a plan of action. You know what I mean?
And we saw them come right back together after, too.
Yeah, you know.
You saw his reaction when she said it and she walked away.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of smirked and turned around and went the other way. And he was like, yep, I have experienced this interaction before. I will experience it again. And we will move on from this in 30 seconds.
It's the great thing about relationships. You learn at a certain point when it's time to walk away and give them a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But so in Era 1, CT and Rachel end up finishing first, which I love seeing. Katie and Mark were in last, which I guess somebody has to come in last. It sucks it's them.
Oh my God, hang on. Katie breaking her oar?
Fuck, yeah, that was great.
That was awesome.
Talking to Nisa, was it?
It was Tina.
Tina, that's right. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Spinning in circles like a dipshit.
Yeah.
I don't want to look stupid. You look stupid. Yes, I did, Tina. I was going in circles.
I fucking love Era 1. God
So
damn
much.
it. I love them so much. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just remembered that.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. Nobody swears like Katie.
Nobody swears like Katie. Yeah. I love it.
Era 2 winners was Laurel and Bananas. Losers was Kellyanne and Ryan, which I was sad to see on both parts.
Yeah.
Era 3, Tori and Corey, what up? Get that W. Unfortunately, Naya and Leroy coming in last.
Yeah.
Era 4, Michelle and Horacio. Didn't have Michelle win in the first daily off of the bat, but wasn't mad about it either. Losing 2 was Nurys and Theo.
Can I also just point something out really quick that I didn't notice on the first watch through? I noticed it on the second, and I thought it was pretty interesting. In all 4 of the eras, the women finished before the first place women finished before the first place men, except for Era 1 where CT finished right before Rachel.
Oh, yeah.
So CT was the only man who like beat out the first place woman, but Era 2, Laurel finished before Bananas. Era 3, Tori finished before Corey, and Era 4, Michelle fucking look. I know people have their problems with Michelle, but she smoked this shit. She beat Jenny. Although I don't know if Jenny hadn't have dropped that light, I don't know.
Yeah.
Michelle might have got second, but hey,
we'll never know. It's the challenge, baby.
We don't even know if it was that close because of editing.
Yeah, we don't. Well, they were standing at the thing together, so that's hard to.
Oh, because when the clip I saw, Jenny was walking down towards the boat, and you could already see the whole pink on the wall.
It's like right before that, before she turns around when she's putting the ones in. Michelle's next to her putting hers in too.
Okay,
and then Jenny goes back to the boat, and Michelle finishes putting hers in and calls check. So,
and just to give Michelle a little bit more props, because again, like, people will constantly shit on Michelle.
Yeah.
As viewers. So Michelle has been on season 40 of both of her shows. Survivor, all winners season.
Yeah.
The challenge, like, best of the eras. And she's represented on both, which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, look, I know people have their problems with Michelle. And look, I'm not always the biggest fan of Michelle. I don't think that she's a very smart game player, and I think she gets super paranoid, and I think she puts herself in really stupid situations, and we see it later, and we'll talk about that. But at the same time, I still think she's great for TV. She's fun. Yep. She brings energy, and she at least does something. Because really, like, yes, she gets herself in fucked situations, but it's because she's making a move that nobody else would make. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's almost like watching the train wreck, but you still kind of want to watch it. So it's like,
but you can't look away.
Because the train's like 75% still on the track.
Yeah.
And you're like, is it maybe going to correct?
Maybe it'll correct. I don't know. Yeah.
That's where I really hope she changes my opinion on her. Because I don't dislike her as a human. But like you said, Corrina, the decisions she makes were kind of just like...
Guys, my kid is up again. I think she has a fever.
Oh no.
She had a fever last night and she came into our room 10 times.
Oh no.
I feel really bad, but I'm probably going to have to go.
It's okay, hon. I'm sorry.
I had to leave work earlier today too. And I just feel like she is probably in our bedroom right now crying, and Sam has to wake up for work in 2 hours.
No, that totally understand. I'm sorry, girl, but I hope she feels better.
It's all right.
You guys get some rest, okay?
It's all right. Thanks.
All
Miss you
right.
guys.
Bye. Love you, hon.
Bye. Oh, it won't go.
She won't leave.
She doesn't want to.
It won't go. It won't go.
Can't leave.
Alexis and the long goodbye.
She's stuck.
They call it the Midwestern goodbye.
That's
She's just going to take us with her.
We're going on the roller coaster again. Yeah, no, Tony, you missed it earlier when Josh came on. He was doing that. He was trying to get his phone right, and we were just going in circles, and we were like,
I know that game.
Oh my God.
That was while I was sleeping on the couch watching Alone.
Were you watching it?
Briefly.
Through osmosis.
All right. So after the daily, we get back to the house, and everybody kind of starts deliberating. Some of these conversations were just like, first of all, my favorite one has to be when the devil was sitting at the table talking to Casey and Kylan is in the back and he's like bombing the camera and he kept walking back and forth. Like,
I fucking loved it so much.
Fucking Kylan, dude. He's so amazing. I fucking love him.
That and Laurel.
I feel like he's so much funnier already this season. Like, I don't know if it's because he's got his boys and he's more comfortable or what, but I'm loving it.
Oh yeah. The moment of Laurel when Casey's like, do you know who you're voting in? He's like, no, I just woke up.
Yeah.
And it's just
Aviv
like such
jumped
a Laurel
electrolytes
response.
on my face.
Yeah.
So she's going in.
Well, and who was it that we talked to that they were like, they'll literally in the first week or two, they'll look for any reason to vote you in. So you can't fuck up. You can't delay filming. You can't be in the bathroom too long. You cannot fuck up because they will look for any reason to throw your ass into elimination. And I was like, Aviv.
I'd have been going in tonight for falling asleep before recording.
Look, we got a little bit of a preview with Ryan about this whole him and Laurel situation. And then it came
a little more deep.
Right away on this.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't trust her. And
here's my question, because we know how Ryan feels, right? He's been very vocal on social media, all of the podcasts, including ours, and even some that we had to cut because it was just. But how is this going to affect him and Derek? Because Derek seems like he's standing tough next to his bond that he formed with Laurel on All Stars. And not to say that it will affect Ryan and Derek's friendship, because I really don't think that it would. I feel like they're close enough to where it wouldn't. But I'm curious to see how it affects things in the game. Yeah. If it comes down to, Laurel or Ryan.
Well, I felt like Derek confirmed that he was Team Ryan over Team Laurel.
Yeah. But he's just not going to say it.
Right. In so many words.
Right. Well, I meant to her. He'll say it to us in confessional.
Yeah. Right. I don't think it'll go anywhere. I hope it won't. Ryan and Derek speak so highly of each other.
They're my favorite friendship, to be honest.
The gays are here.
Yes. I loved it. And you know what?
Great.
We didn't even mention when we were talking about episode 0, we didn't even mention, if you didn't catch it on our Ryan episode, Devin stripping down and doing the mangina, that whole thing.
The mangina contest.
Ryan started that, talked Devin into it and taught him how to do the mangina thing. So I love Ryan. And look, I know there's some people out there who say he doesn't. I just got in a whole thing on Instagram with somebody who said he doesn't bring anything to the show.
Do you see how many times once he was featured in this episode, that was in my notes. I was like, oh, he's on here so much. It makes me so happy.
Yeah. You know what got me, though, is that look Michelle gave Devin when he did the tuck.
Oh, yeah.
But MTV missed a big opportunity of not playing the song from Silence of the Lambs when they were doing it.
Oh, God.
Goodbye Horses?
Yeah, Goodbye Horses by Lazarus. Yeah.
Such a dork.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. I'd fuck you hard.
Anyway, but yeah, so some of these discussions and the deliberation, like the house deliberation portion of the episode, absolutely blew my mind. Like some of the entitlement, for example, Amanda talking to Casey and saying that she's fairly sure Corey will protect her because we talked before the season and we share love for Nelson. And I'm like, honey,
dude,
honey, no.
Everybody in that house loves Nelson.
Everybody loves Nelson, bruh. Everybody loves Nelson. Like, what?
But I'm like Corey. Corey's like, I need something more than that love for Nelly T.
I did like how he did that at the nomination table. But I had a question about some of these nomination deliberations that are happening around the house. We get this scene where Bananas is sitting at the kitchen table with, I can't remember who, but then Pauly.
Amanda and
Paul.
Yeah, I don't care about
Pauly,
them.
Yeah.
So Pauly comes in and he's talking to Bananas. And I felt like Pauly was like trying to maybe get some information out of Bananas regarding Kara. But like, this is Bananas, bro. Like that stuff doesn't work on Bananas.
What? It's not going to work.
What are you doing?
I don't know if he was so much trying to get information. I felt like he was trying to build rapport
like,
to me.
Smooth the road for Kara, you know?
Because he was like, I've been telling...
I feel like he was just trying to save Kara.
Yeah, because he was like, I've been telling Kara she just needs to come out and talk.
I know, but then he followed that up with, I mean, have you and Laurel talked at all? Do you guys know what? And he's like, we haven't talked at all. Like, Bananas shut that down immediately.
Yeah.
Which I don't believe that Bananas and Laurel hadn't talked at all at that point.
So
like, there's no...
They might not even have to. They're usually on the same page.
Yeah.
So, Corrina, is what you're saying that for 2 back-to-back seasons, Pauly is on thin ice with Bananas?
So dumb. So dumb, but I love it so much.
So, yes. But I feel like there was a lot of veterans that were kind of making like rookie moves in this because even after the Pauly thing, we go into Tony sitting outside with Corey, trying to talk Corey into putting Jordan into the elimination. And Corey's not stupid. Like, yes, he knows he doesn't want to run against Jordan, but he also knows that we don't know how this game is going to go.
He also knows he doesn't like Tony.
Yeah.
That too.
Postigate.
And that if he sends Jordan in, Jordan's coming back.
Yeah, and that must have been some good fucking pasta, bro. I want to know what kind
I
it
did
was.
love in episode 0 when Corey's like, roll the tape.
Yes.
I already know you guys are going to do it. Just roll the fucking tape.
Yeah.
But no, I found it really funny that Corey was like, he tells Tony, he's like, we'll talk tomorrow. And Tony just kind of like looked off to the side and kind of rolled it because he knew exactly what that meant. We ain't never talking about this, bruh.
I mean, John A broke it down in the deliberation.
Yeah.
Like, Tori's not putting in Devin. She's not putting in Jordan.
Yeah.
Case closed.
Yeah. What are you, yeah. Like,
yeah, you're not going to, and just like
you're pretty screwed.
Amanda's not talking her way out of this one either.
No, you're not going to talk your way out of this.
Well, she's not trying either.
She has nothing to offer Corey or Tori. What is she going to offer them?
Can I just say, like, I get it. We're making a TV show. I don't know if this is her character or not. I just don't like how she talked to Tori. Like, Amanda, you don't have to be such an asshole.
Such a fucking bitch.
Yeah. It's who she's always been to her. Always.
I know. And like you didn't have to say half the shit you said.
While asking for a favor.
The moment Tori tossed you around elimination, you should just shut the fuck up from that moment on.
Yeah.
Can I just say, though, and I didn't even bring this up earlier, but since we're on the subject, my favorite confessional has got to be the one where Amanda was like, fucking just, you could just see her sink into just sadness in her confessional when she realized that she'll never fucking beat Tori in a daily or anything like that, bro. So just sit the fuck, God, I want to beat her so bad. You won't. You won't. But I loved seeing her so uncomfortable with that thought. So anyway.
My favorite was Tori's face the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
That she was talking. It's just like, I don't care what you're saying right now. You're going in.
Yeah.
So what did you guys think about Bananas commenting on relationships in the house?
Dude.
Yeah, he is an expert.
It made me giggle, but I was like, don't be mean to them. They are America's sweethearts.
He's proof that relationships inside the house don't work, but some do.
I'm like, bro, look, you literally just fucking crybabied all over social media and your podcast for 6 fucking months about Mariah. And you're going to come in on your very next season and refer to Horacio and Nurys as, quote, a junior high vomit fest and preach to them about how relationships are a bad idea. Bruh.
I think that's why, though, because he's fucked it up. Well, not necessarily him, but it's been...
Just take all the seats, Mr. Bananas, because your glass house is fucking broken, bro. Okay? All the windows are broken. Okay? Just sit the fuck down and be quiet. It's fine.
Now, this is going to be a very rare thing that doesn't happen often on the podcast. I agree to a point. I agree that being a duo is bad in a house like this because you're locked in as 2 votes, but you're also tethered to somebody else's vote. So it then becomes like just as chaotic. But like, it's fucking Horacio and Nurys.
He was right, 100%. He's right in what he said, but you just don't have the room to talk about other couples like that.
Somebody else should say it.
And if you really want to talk about vomit fest, Bananas, we can go back through your history because you have been super cringe many times with relationships on this show, okay?
Him and Casey getting stuck in the courtyard.
What about Angela? What about Angela?
Oh my God.
Cringe as
about
fuck,
that.
Banana. Cringe as fuck.
And Kaylee.
Just, there's so many.
I did like how you get the shot of Josh talking with Theo about Theo going after Polly.
He talked to him. He planted that little seed perfectly.
He was like,
that's what he's good at it.
Hey, you remember War of the Worlds too? Because I do. I remember that shit.
I know this is so petty. Josh made me so mad when he couldn't pronounce Horacio's name. He kept calling him Horatio, and I'm like, this is not CSI Miami.
You mean Theo? Yeah.
Theo.
Wait, it was?
It was Theo.
I thought it was Josh saying
No,
Josh.
Theo.
Josh can say
I'm
Horacio.
sorry. I apologize, Josh.
Yep. Josh speaks Spanish, so yeah.
He listens to Bad Bunny.
Get it together.
Mm-hmm. No, it was Theo, and I said the same thing. I was like, Horatio, really? Horatio, come on, Theo.
What is this? Ride or dies?
How did you guys feel about Leroy saying he couldn't have pictures of his family?
What would be your guys' preference?
I kind of liked it.
I need them.
I need them.
I don't think that I could that fresh. Like, because his kid's like 2 weeks old, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that knowing that they're home is a motivator.
Yeah.
Seeing them and knowing that when you go back home, they're not going to look like that because they'll have grown.
Yeah.
All I want to do is go home.
Exactly. I could not. And
I say that as just recently having a third.
And I'm not a parent, so...
Yeah, I would not be able to have photos of my kids or of Rick or anything like that because the minute I look at them, I'm going to want to go home immediately, you know?
And it'll make everyone else in the house jealous if you've got pictures of Rick there.
Yeah.
You should probably bring pictures of me because people will be like, let's keep her here. She doesn't want to go home to that.
You're ridiculous.
I want the pictures because they're motivators to me. I want to look at them every day, remind myself while I'm there.
See, it would motivate me to go home. Yeah. Like I would instantly lose the next daily and the eliminate. I'd go home. I'd be done.
You know what was tough for me though was watching CT and Derek talking about who was going to go, who they're going to throw in with between Darrell and Brad against Mark. And it's like you realize all these guys have 20 plus years of friendship on the line.
And the way Derek said it too, like we're in our 40s.
Yeah, but also. Yeah, they have 20 years of friendship, but they also have 20 years of friendship and experience on this show. You would think that they would understand. Like, it's just like, bro, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know? Like, if anyone understands the whole it's a game thing, it should be Era 1 people.
I still liked it the way they were talking, like how Derek was like, I talk to Mark every week. I talk to Darrell all the time. He's helped me when no one else would. You know, Brad and me talk all the time. It's like you forget about how close these guys are compared to the newer eras that we see.
No, it was a sad conversation. You know, I really feel for Derek. I feel for CT too, because he's got to make that decision potentially. We'll get into that.
And that's where you see the contrast too between eras. Is Era 1, they're talking about the relationships that they've built and what happens outside of the game and how that's going to impact how they play inside of the game. And in both instances in Era 4, it's based on a rivalry from a different season.
Yeah.
So up next, we get into noms.
We go into nominations. Really quick, I had a comment from one of our Instagram followers and listeners and stuff. Brad Jones. Shout out to him because this submission on our question box had me rolling. But he says that the deliberation room looks like Game of Thrones. And he's like, Tywin Lannister's probably sleeping next door. And I was like, dude, that is so true. Like, it looks like the council chamber or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's so I thought that was super clever. I was like, I love that. Like,
he's behind there butchering a deer.
He's just cutting up the deer in the back.
Just slicing Jamie up with words.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's such a great scene. Oh my God. But here's my thing. We go into the nomination chamber or whatever you want to call it. And we get like a sequence of, you know, flipping back and forth between eras, of giving this super corny scripted ass speech about what they're doing at the nomination table and how they're going to do it. And I'm like, why was that necessary? We know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
We've seen 40 seasons.
I really feel like they thought we're pulling so many new audience members, and it's like, no, you're not. You're really pulling
It's
challenge fans. We know who CT is. We don't need a refresher.
No, we don't need to learn about Kara and Laurel's rivalry again. Like, we know.
I'm so fucking over it.
We were there. I'm so over it, to be honest. Like,
it's only begun, guys.
Yeah.
Every time someone said something this episode, I was like, oh.
Every time they mention them being rivals, a cat dies. Because Katie runs it over like fucking Gus.
Oh,
Gus.
No.
Don't involve the kitties in this.
That's different.
Look, I do like the fact that CT's pro tips like carried on throughout the whole fucking show.
Someone wants to volunteer themselves? Let them.
Yeah. It's like, you know, fucking wedding crashers. Rule number 367. Don't walk out on a crasher in a funny jacket.
Yeah.
But fucking DK.
Dude, what is up with that?
You've been doing this for so long.
Yeah, what the hell?
You don't nominate yourself. So
I do just want to say, though, and actually this was a comment that was sent in by one of our listeners, Anja Babes. A shout out to Anja Babes. Absolutely love that girl. She won our cameo giveaway last summer, and she's so cool. But anyway,
she's local girl too, right?
Yeah. So she says Derek volunteering to go in is the most Era 1 move ever, and I'm like, it totally was. It was very Era 1-ish, you know.
I've got kind of a take on this one. If there's anyone to throw yourself in against, it's Mark, especially if he considers you a friend. Because look what he did for Bananas, and him and Derek are boys. And I really do feel like that Mark might not give 100%.
Yeah.
And Derek will.
Oh, yeah, he will. Derek doesn't know how to not give 100%.
Yeah, Mark also mentioned, I listened to just his interview portion on MTV's podcast, and he said he had a really bad illness from being wherever, Vietnam. I don't remember, a bacterial infection, something like that. I don't remember, but he said he was sick, like
probably from all those bats flying around.
Might be. I don't know if it was right. I think it was before they got into the house, but still, like, you're not at 100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was anticlimactic with Derek doing this.
Yeah.
But they made up for it on the girls' end, because at that point we know it's down to what, Anissa and Jody and who else?
It's down to Anissa and Jody because they're not going to send Tina in.
They're not going to put Tina in.
Rachel and CT will not put Tina in.
Also, what's with the lack of Jody in this entire episode and episode 0?
Mm-hmm.
The extent of it is her defending herself because she did really well in the daily.
Based on rules for MTV and foreshadowing, if she was heavy into it, she was probably going home.
Yeah.
True. So maybe that means she lasts a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, so going into nominations, I personally don't want to dive into every single thing that they talk about. But what I do want to see is, what did you guys think about the different, and also just shout out to KB Cole-Liker. I'm sure I said that wrong. But I absolutely love you, one of our biggest supporters. So thank you so much for sending this in. But they said, loved seeing how different each era chose to lead their roundtables. Roundtable, and that was their wording, not mine.
It was a rectangle.
So I'm curious, what did you guys think? What did you guys think about the different approaches each era is taking to, choosing who's going to be going into these eliminations?
I just think that outside of maybe era 4, everybody's like, I just don't want too much blood on my hands.
Yeah. Era 1's being so careful. Careful.
But shout out to fucking era 2 with Cara putting together a rational, logical reason to not go into elimination.
Did not see that coming.
And then Bananas tried to hit her with the rhetorical, what would you do? And she was like, well, with all due respect. I was like, damn, Cara, I'm proud of you for this one.
No, she did not. She refused to answer that question, which was the stupidest fucking thing you could have done. When Bananas said, if the roles were reversed, what would you do? Would you say? And she goes, that's not the situation. That's just a hypothetical. That's not the situation we're in. She refused to answer that question. And it's like, for that reason alone, if I was Bananas and Laurel, you'd be going the fuck in. And it, not even just because it's Cara, but you would just be going the fuck in because you're asking me for something that you can't even lie to me and tell me you would give me, let alone actually give me. You know what I mean? Lie. How many times we say that? Just lie. Yes, I would absolutely never send you in. I would not do that. I would want you on my team, Bananas. But no, she couldn't. She just I was like, Cara, what are you doing?
She started strong. She did great. Her pitch was amazing.
I also don't think they're throwing her in just based on the fact that because we're so early and they just did this based on team, they're not going to want to get rid of one of the strongest women that could help them win.
That's the thing. You know that if they put her in, it's personal and they're going to play personal. So putting her in actually shows their cards with the first deliberation. I
agree, because let's just be honest. Unless it's math, what is Katie going to beat Cara at?
Definitely.
You're going to send Cara in against Katie, and she's going to absolutely destroy her. And then Katie's going to be pissed because she just got she's got 2 black eyes again. And Cara's going to be pissed because you sent her into the first elimination.
Yeah.
And you could potentially be pissed because personally, I think the format is going to change for the game. I think this whole competing individually against your own team members might have been just for the invitational thing. And that it may turn to era versus teams. Era as teams, playing as teams, you know? And so it's it's this whole opening invitational purge thing is going to make the rest of this season very interesting.
So what did you think about Ryan calling out Brandon, saying he wanted to go against him?
Ooh.
Brandon is continuing his trend of being thrown in constantly for everything by everyone.
I mean, that's look at the lineup though. What else is he gonna do?
Yeah, because who's available there? It's Brandon,
Nehemiah, Derek.
He's not gonna go against Derek.
No, and he's
Nehemiah's a fucking beast.
Who's sent him home twice.
I felt like Brandon was going to like just pop off like, what the fuck did I do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that one was crazy. Era 3, Tony shooting directly at Jordan, but the way Jordan handled that,
masterclass.
Oh, he's such a great speaker. Like, he just has so much like charisma, and the way he handles himself, the way he presents himself, it was perfect, because he was like, yeah, I mean, you know, that's a good point, but before you worry about who you can beat in a final, you have to get there first. Well, and I will get you there. Like, you know, so it's like, Tony, that's hard to argue.
I like Tony. I really do like Tony, and I enjoy Tony time.
Yes.
But this shows why Tony has never won.
Yeah.
You were literally trying to shoot your shot on one of the GOATs on the first episode.
You would have been, you'd have been better trying to sell Devin.
Yeah.
It still wouldn't have worked, because neither Corey nor Tori is going to put Devin in.
Yeah.
But you would have had a better shot at trying to sell Devin. You know what I mean? Like, but selling the literal GOAT.
So
it didn't. No.
This person didn't get much airtime except for one thing, and I'm going to steal Corrina's thunder because she said this. But Avery at some point during the show goes, you know, I just want to see how dirty these players are going to get and all of this. And Corrina goes, the fact that she has to ask that question shows why she probably shouldn't be on 40.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, probably.
You're not wrong.
You know what I mean? And I like Avery.
Her. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's not the season for her.
But it also showed again in her deliberation approach, you know, at the nomination table, is she makes a plea for people to keep her around because they don't know her, and this will allow you to get to know me. And I'm like, honey, they don't give a shit about that. No. They don't care about that, you know? Yeah. And then
the Amanda Corey thing that you guys were talking about earlier, though, was so fucking good.
Corey's like, I need more than the Nelson thing, bro. Like, that's not going to keep you in the game. I'm sorry.
So she goes, yes. I hate you, Tori. I hate the way you walk. I hate the way you talk.
Literally.
I hate what you wear.
I hate the way you dress, everything. But if you keep me, it's going to be beneficial to you because I protect people who protect you. It's like this A plus B equals C thing. I'm like, that's not how this works, Amanda.
Mm-mm. That's not even girl mathing.
That's not even girl math. Yeah.
She's never going to win anything to have a vote.
Yeah.
You can't help people from the bottom.
Making friends with Kara is not going to save you in Era 3.
No. Mm-mm. No, it's really fucking not, you know? It just,
just Tori's face.
But the thing is it's like she's asking Tori for something, but continually insulting her during the process, because even after she does the whole, I never liked you, I don't like you now, I won't like you in the beginning, you suck, blah, 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 blah. Then she goes on to say, you know, but that being said, you know, we do have some of the same friends, which is shocking. And it's like, bitch, go the fuck into elimination. I'm done with you. Devin
might have had my line of the night with his, we need to get her a coexist bumper sticker.
Yes. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Era 4, though, was where the fireworks were for everything. And look,
everything's so fresh.
You know what? Shout out to Alan Aguirre. He fucking commented this on Twitter, and he goes, so on brand for Michelle to be in full power and control everything and still break down and cry.
Yeah.
I was like, that is so factual.
Yeah.
So factual.
I do like to, she owned up to saying, she was like, I've botched so many other positions of power. I don't want to botch this one.
Look, here's the only thing that I'm going to say, and I'm going to read my note before Rick gets there and steals my thought. But so Michelle is super worried about botching another position of power by not keeping her bestie safe. But in my opinion, that's how you botch so many positions of power, Michelle. Mm-hmm. Stop worrying about your friends. Use this moment to put in a good player that you will not beat. Yeah. And I'm sorry, but you're not going to beat Olivia if there's something physical. If you go into a hall brawl with Olivia, she's going to fuck your ass up.
If she was smart, throw in Jenny.
And Jenny, yeah. Like, or Casey, really any of those three girls up. But it's like, I get wanting to protect your friend. I'm not saying that she shouldn't because I totally get that. But I'm like, Michelle, that's not how you botch your power. You botch your power because you try to keep all of your friends, and it ends up fucking up the trust that you have with people who actually win this game. Mm-hmm. you know?
And her pitch to get everyone to not put Olivia in, I'm like, honey, you're not even trying to rephrase how you're saying this, because you're literally sitting at a table with all three of the people that you continuously fucked over.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I loved how she said how Nurys and Horacio are is what Olivia and me are like. And it's like, no, that's not what you guys are.
That's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's different.
No. Again, not girl mapping.
No. And like the fact that she is in the position of power, she does not have to ask Nurys anything. She does not have to give Nurys the option.
No, she doesn't have to.
But then she says, because Horacio and Nurys are linked, who do you want to go against? I'm not there. If I'm Nurys and I'm looking at the people on the other side of the table, like, fuck, I am going in against Casey or Jenny West.
No way. Never.
Jenny West's arms are bigger than my head. I'm not going in against her.
Yeah. Give me Olivia.
Well,
I'm sorry, but that's just what it is, you know?
And why was she shocked?
People are trying to say that Jenny's not that smart. I'm like, dude, do you know that she finished the final first?
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
and
come
here's
on.
my thing is, if I was Michelle in this situation, you've got two ways to approach it with Horacio, because you guys make the decision. And I would look at Horacio and say, you get to choose for the men, I get to choose for the women.
Yeah.
And if you fight me on it and I get to choose men, then I'm going to put Kyland in.
Yeah. So you figure it out.
Yeah.
We're either going Casey or, Casey or Jenny, or I'm putting fucking Kyland in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kyland would beat Theo. Probably.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'd actually like to see.
It'd
would be
be a
interesting.
great matchup.
But I did like Kyland's input in this moment. He's like sitting there watching Michelle, and he's just like kind of laughing, and he's like, dude, this is the exact position you put Horacio in and I in multiple times on 39. Like, this is kind of karma. Like, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. The men's side was, I think, better. It instantly transported me back to War of the Worlds 2, where we even got a little clip and we got to see the kiss. But it comes out pretty straightforward that Paulie talks about how he doesn't let people know his moves and all of this, and it's like, Paulie, we all know what your moves are.
All your scripted lines that you've practiced at home in the mirror for hours.
I don't want people to know who I'm working with. You're working with cars. Stop.
Yeah, please. Let's just stop this nonsense.
But he asked Theo, like, I heard you've been talking about you wanted us to go in, and it's on right there. And I thought
Theo says that's what's going to happen. Like, he didn't even say that's what I want. He said that's what's going to happen, bro. Yeah. Like,
and the fact that, like, I didn't know there was this much animosity between the two. I knew they kind of went back and forth and bickered, but I didn't think it was like this.
Yeah.
No, or that it would still be this heated.
I thought it got squashed.
Yeah.
I thought it was squashed too. And that's my thing is I'm like, how many years has it been since War of the Worlds 2?
I think Theo said 5 or 6. Yeah.
6 fucking years. Like, look, I get it. I love the rivalries and stuff, but I almost kind of feel like sometimes it feels forced. And this Paulie Theo one feels kind of forced. And honestly, like, just the whole demeanor around Paulie again feels very forced. I really enjoyed the energy and the demeanor that he came into All Stars. What was it? USA 2.
USA 2.
USA 2. But I feel like he's right back to that very aggressive approach, and I'm not enjoying it again.
It's just, I don't know. We're getting it's too little for me to make a judgment. I think in that situation, I would have gotten defensive and probably a little bit of aggressive too.
But I don't mean even just that moment. I meant like everything, like all his confessionals, the way he's talking about, it just feels very War of the Worlds 2 again. Like that Paulie, that energy. And I'm like, no, I really liked the USA 2 where you were like a compassionate, like you were calm. You were, I really was hoping he would come into this season with that. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just all the craziness of, the first episode, everything that happened. but I wasn't a big fan of it. And honestly, I'm over the Polly Theo thing. Can we like let it go? All right.
Well, it looks like we're gonna.
It'll be.
It looks like it'll be solved soon.
Cue Elsa.
Let
that shit go.
One way or another.
Can we just say that the reaction that fucking
Oh
Josh and
God.
Kylan had was probably one of the best moments of this whole episode?
Oh my God.
I've used that clip so many times in so many conversations by text and messenger this week.
It's so good.
Seriously, that one and
the picture of Tori.
Tori, when I send you this, I'm sick of your bullshit. That's the one right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved that one.
Yeah.
I sent it to Tori and she really loved it too.
Good.
But yeah. And then we're left on a cliffhanger. Yay.
To be continued.
Look,
millennials.
Again, I don't mind cliffhangers. I knew it was going to kind of be a situation like that, especially because the title said part 1.
Part 1.
So I kind of assumed that. However, and I just want to, this is what I was talking about earlier with the editing. I feel like all the conversations that we heard at the nomination table were pretty much just regurgitated fucking conversations that we heard in the House deliberations. Yep. I don't understand why we needed 40 fucking minutes of deliberation in a 90-minute episode.
With a billion ads in between.
I feel like maybe we could have, done the nomination, like maybe had a little bit of house chatter, done the nominations, and at least gotten through the final nomination so that we could start episode 2 and just do the 8 eliminations, right?
Or maybe even like the start of like them walking into whatever. Something. Yeah.
But the fact that all we got was 40 fucking minutes of them talking about who they're going to put in, but then never actually saying who they're going to put in, it makes me feel like they're really, really trying to drag this season out. And I just hope they don't drag it out to a point with this editing that it like kills it, because they've been doing that so much lately.
Well, it takes a lot of time to load them all up in those shipping containers.
Anyway, but and I feel like lately, these newer seasons, it's so much easier for me to like mentally check out of whatever's happening, because it's just circles and just like this cycle of saying the same thing over and over and over again in the House and then saying it again at the nomination table, and so now it's like episode 2, we're going to probably come back. We're going to have 20 minutes to go around and fucking finally get names. Then we're going to have to hear them all cry about it around the House. And then we'll go to elimination. And if we...
To be continued.
I was going to say, our luck, we're going to get half the eliminations and then it's going to get pushed to episode 3 again.
They could have really just combined episode 0 and 1 into one thing and it would have been fine. We could have got the intro of the bar, the toast, the fun, getting into the house, Jordan showing up, cut to daily, get through the daily, get through the noms, cut. And that would have been fine.
Yeah. And then start episode 2 with all the eliminations. And then episode 3, we pick up and go. You know what I mean? Like it would have been perfect. And we would have had an entire episode of nothing but purge eliminations, which would have been dope. That'd have been a fun episode to recap.
MTV should just hire us to help them.
They're going to run through those 8 eliminations in 10 minutes.
If they do, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
I already know that's
what's
going to happen.
We're going to get like one really good one. Yeah. One decent one.
My big hope for it, though, is that Theo's elimination is a hall brawl, because otherwise Theo makes it through his elimination, because the preview...
Oh, I was going to say it definitely is, because there's a clip of him, but now I see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a hall brawl against Pauly, like,
he's fucked.
Pauly's screwed, fucked. Dude.
Makes me very happy.
Why you say that?
It's just size difference
Theo's
and weight difference.
Massive, dude.
Theo's massive, and he's got long, skinny legs. Pauly's a soccer player.
And he's way faster.
But Theo was a track star, wasn't he?
Okay, and
200 meter.
Pauly was a collegiate soccer player. He was an athlete too.
I just feel like Pauly would get worked in a hall brawl.
I would like to see them race each other then, because I feel like
I want to see a hall brawl.
One of Theo's steps would be like 5 of Pauly's.
I just feel like Pauly would fend so much better in like a pole wrestle or something like that compared to a hall brawl.
Maybe.
Yes.
But hall brawl, I
100% agree. I just don't easily check him out of a hall brawl.
I just feel like it's a bad matchup for him.
Yeah.
I'm not easily checking him out. I've literally put 3 days of thought into this. Like I
lower center of gravity, bigger, stronger legs.
If he wears that shirt, it's going to slow him down even more with all those fucking holes and cuts in it.
Wind resistance.
Theo's got a fuck ton to prove after his last 2 performances.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So I don't know. I just have this feeling. There's the whole Olivia thing, which makes me think that Theo stays. And
he's got something to prove.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I just feel like Theo could literally pick Polly up.
There's got to be more to the Olivia-Theo relationship development in the house, which really makes me think that Theo ends up winning. So
and there was the clip they keep showing of Cara crying. Mm-hmm. Why isn't Polly the one comforting her? Why is Ryan?
Oh,
good point.
Good point.
See, and I was also worried about the fact that like there's the whole Theo and Olivia of it all, and they're both in contention of going home now.
Yeah.
Of just like if they leave.
Yeah, I don't think either one of them is going to.
I just get a feeling that Olivia's not going in. I think Michelle ends up fighting it.
I think so too.
I think Pauly, Theo's a foregone conclusion that they're going in.
Yeah.
I think
CT picks Anissa.
Yeah, I think
the foreshadowing.
Era 2, I don't think they pick Cara. I think they pick Aviv.
I think they send Aviv against.
And she even said it. It makes the most sense.
Yeah, she knows.
Yeah.
And then for the men, I think they give Ryan Brandon.
I think they give Ryan what he wants. And I think they pick Aviv to go against Kellyanne. Era 3. So Naya and Leroy. I think that it's,
Tony.
Like we just said,
Amanda.
it's going to be Tony and Amanda. Era 1, I really think CT is going to put Anissa in. And it's going to be Anissa and DK. And then, Era 4 is going to be Pauly and do you think they're going to put in Jenny or Casey?
I'm going Casey.
I feel like
that's my vote.
I feel like Jenny.
I feel like
they're going to put Jenny because Nurys has already said that to her, Casey is the most impressive. Well-rounded, and they think that Jenny's not very smart. So that would, so I don't know. But
and Jenny doesn't have the connections.
Right.
And I think you're right about Anissa because otherwise, why would they put in that clip of her saying CT's voted me in a couple of times?
Well, and not only that, but again, we got a fucking foreshadow to that early in the episode when Anissa was talking about how she's like, Rachel won, blah, blah, blah. I feel safe. She would never put me in. And then it showed you know what I mean? So I feel like, and then she's like, she's going to let CT pick. That's her not protecting me. So I feel like Anissa is definitely going in.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting. It looks like we're getting, like the season preview for the rest of the season looks amazing. Like we're going to have pole wrestles. We're going to have hall brawls. We're going to have new shit. And it looked like some of those dailies that they were previewing were like remakes of old challenges. So for example, there's this one where they're in a car and they go over the cliff. They did that on those little.
Yep.
I can't think of what they're called. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Josh, do you remember that where they were on like a cliff and they had to try to grab the flags as they went down on the little car thing?
Yeah.
It's not like a scooter. I don't even know what.
It was like somebody was driving, somebody was standing in the back. I want to say it was like Rivals 3 or something.
Like, is it like a go-kart or
version? Something like that. Yeah.
Something like
and then that other one where they're jumping off the building, it kind of reminded me of, I think it was Rivals 1 where they had to run and try to whoever jumped the furthest kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
My question for you guys is, what grade do you guys give in this episode?
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna give it an A-. I'm very biased. I'm very, very excited about this episode. The only reason I'm not giving it an A+ is because of the terrible editing at the end of the episode. As far as all the fucking talking, we did not need 90 minutes for that. Either give us something else or make it an hour. Like, pick one. So I'm gonna go A-. I'm just and not even that it was like a spectacular episode. But I'm just like, I'm so excited to see everybody there playing in the pool, partying together. Like, it's cool to see Ryan and Devin getting naked in the pool together. Like, and that's not anything that you would think, like, you wouldn't normally, you know what I mean? So I love it. A-.
I'm going to go B because I feel like they could have just put episode 0 and episode 1 together and solved a lot of those issues. And once I take out the nostalgia of seeing all these people on TV together and just what the episode was, B.
If I remove my bias, yes, a B, but I have bias. So.
That's fine. Yeah. What do you got, Tony?
I'm keeping my bias. I'm going A-
Yay!
as well. I think that there's a lot from episode 0 that could have been taken out.
Yeah.
Possibly unpopular opinion. I didn't really care about Davon and
no.
Yeah, I didn't care. It was very scripted. It was very awkward.
Yes.
And if you take all of those moments out of talking to each era, you could fit it into this episode easily
100%.
and have a better split of the episode, because then you'd probably have the deliberation and the elimination next week.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. What do you got, Josh?
I'm going to give it A-.
Yay!
The only fault that I have is the extended deliberation. That's the only bad thing that I can say about it. So,
what about you, Katie?
I'm sorry, Rick. You're going to be alone today.
That's fine. That's how it usually
is. I'm
is.
also going A-.
No, it's not.
The nostalgia got me. It got me good. And I truly, even like when I watched it the first time through, I didn't think about how much talking and how many deliberations we were seeing. I was just so excited that all of these people were back on my TV together, and it makes my heart so happy. And I think I was still so stressed the whole time. Like, who is it gonna be? Because there's not one person that I'm like, okay, I hope it's them, or oh yeah, I hope it's them. Like, I don't, like you said in the beginning, Corrina, can't we just stay? Like, can they be in like a timeout area or something? Like, I don't know.
Can we get at-home cams so we can still watch them, watch the show?
I don't know. Live or some shit.
Yeah.
So, okay, before we wrap this up, let's go through one final thing. Let's get your MVPs.
Oh.
For the episode. I'm gonna go first because I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. There wasn't really anything other than the daily to go over.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it to the first guy and first girl that finished, and that's gonna be Laurel and CT.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna just back that up because there's just not a whole lot to base it off of. And there were, so many different winners, 4 women and 4 men won. So it's hard to like narrow that down. So I'm gonna be what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm going to just play it super safe like Era 1, and I'm going to just go with the first placers.
First people to get first place.
I like first place
finishers.
Finishers. Thank you. Thank you.
If you're not first, you're last. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine.
Exactly.
All right, Josh, who you got?
CT and Rachel.
Oh, I like that.
Katie?
I think I'm going same as you guys, Laurel and CT. That it, like you said, the daily, like there really wasn't much more.
Well, and they just killed it. Like they didn't struggle at all. Well, I mean, they did, but they didn't.
She's so good. How is she so good at everything?
I don't fucking know.
How?
I don't know.
So she needs to be studied. Like, exactly.
Just naturally good at everything.
Yes.
Random shit.
Tony, who you got?
I have people that nobody has said yet. So my MVPs for the episode are Corey and Tina, because everyone anticipated Rachel being first. Nobody anticipated Tina coming out and
second.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
Shit.
Yeah, she fucking killed.
That's true.
Kicked ass on that.
She absolutely did.
Can we just like give some claps, snaps, whatever for Tina, because she looks fucking amazing this season.
She looks so good.
100%.
She looks so good, dude. So good. She put in some work.
Oh, I do have to give honorable mention to some things. Don't hate me, Corrina. Amanda had some really cute outfits this episode.
I didn't even notice.
I'm sorry.
That's
I really, really liked them.
You mean where she ripped the jeans apart and wore them as a shirt and jeans?
No. Well, I did like that, actually. Yes. So yes. Yes. I liked it. And she had a cute little, like, crocheted, like, it was very 70s vibes.
Fresh
and I liked
start.
it.
They're called overalls, but
They were overalls. No, they're not. It was a 2-piece set. Because so I missed because I was just.
You did your fresh start too soon.
You did. Sorry.
because she cut it in half.
Because they're still going.
That doesn't mean 2 parts.
Fresh start.
Also, my reason for Corey being my MVP is because he did something that no challenger has done in 40 seasons. He worked on his weakness in the off season.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yes. Big
Good
shout
job,
out.
Corey.
We are big supporters of people working on their weakness and trying to make it a strength.
Other people have.
Leroy has.
Yeah, Leroy went swimming.
Leroy also came in 38th out of 40.
In a rowing thing in a miso soup bowl.
He was talking about swimming. People.
Yeah.
Then Cara did it.
Then he could have got out of the boat if he was so good at it. Devin did it.
Not on purpose.
You know what? Tony, hive mind. You have convinced me. As much as I love CT, I've given him more MVPs. I'm giving Corey this MVP with you.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about it was when they showed the like at home stuff about him working on puzzles. He's fucking playing perfection.
That's
And I
fucking
was like, it's not. It's the same thing. There's stress involved with making those puzzle choices, but I don't know if that's quite the same
He's playing
thing.
Bop
Yeah.
It.
Yeah.
Oh my
Twist
God.
it.
Yeah,
Pull
CT
it.
did the same thing when he lost to Bananas. He said, I'm never losing in puzzles again.
Well, Jenny did the
Yep.
same thing. She, after War of the Worlds or whatever, she came back on Total Madness and was like, I've spent the last year doing puzzles and math. And then she killed it that first challenge. So
Yeah.
I love seeing when challengers
100%.
recognize their weakness, even something as silly as like puzzles, you know, and just taking the time to just download them and fucking play them or go buy them and play them or, you know, whatever. So major props. I love it.
Big shout out to Corey on that.
And this won't happen often, so I'll say it. Props to Bananas for being somewhat humble and knowing that he's not like unbeatable at puzzles.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes he's good at them and sometimes he's not.
Yeah. Look, Katie's about to have a melt. Like, are
Matrix
you
glitching?
okay?
Look at us. We love a self-aware
twitching.
king.
You're talking about me, right?
Everyone.
Mm.
All right. Well, look, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for episode 1
Boom.
of the challenge, season 40, Battle of the Eras. If you guys have enjoyed this, make sure to rate us 5 stars. Like the episode if you're listening on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe, no matter where you're listening to us at, because you want to get notified when we drop new shit. Because
Facts.
guess what? Got interviews coming.
What?
If you want to support us further, there is an option at the end of our Apple and Spotify and all of that where it says listener support. Yes, that money does come directly to us. It does help fund the podcast. So if you feel like, you know, helping out a little bit and supporting
mad
us a
about
little
it.
bit, we won't be mad about it.
Look,
But other than that, I mean, yeah, I'm fucking stoked for the
I'm
rest of
happy.
40.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for the interviews we have that we're going to be bringing to you guys for 40. Like we're coming in hard. We know we didn't do much for All Stars 4. We had a lot going on in personal life, but and not
about-
just us, like everybody did.
Yeah.
Everybody on our
No,
team had
literally.
shit going on. And so it was not, you know, but we are back. We are ready to bring the fucking heat with these interviews and these recaps for season 40. And yeah, we hope you guys stick with us through the journey. And for those who have been with us for the last 3 years, thank you.
What's wrong with you?
Cause it's, it's truly like, it's a blessing. It's a blessing because like, yes, we sit here and chat with our friends and stuff like that. But the fact that like some of y'all out there actually like willingly like go and like search for us and push play. I can't.
Crazy.
I just
Crazy.
I love you guys so much.
to quote fucking Channing Tatum, about to make a name for myself.
So no, I know I'm getting all emotional, but I just love you guys out there, and thank you guys for supporting us. And you know, we're very happy to still be here at season 40, doing these freaking roundtables and unplugs with all of y'all. So
Absolutely.
thank you guys.
Well, I couldn't have said it better myself, so I'm not going to. My name's Ricky Hayes. This is my beautiful wife, Corrina Hayes. We've got Katie, Bad Blood Pahura, Josh, motherfucking Chambers, and then we've got Tony, Stats, and Infolance. And for, of course, Alexis Tex Ross, and she had to take off. We want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you get a chance, rate us 5 stars. If you're going to rate us less, hit us up on Instagram at Biodomer, and we will file that review
Accordingly.
So, otherwise, be good to each other. Be good to other people. We love y'all. Bye.
See ya.
Later.
Oh, bye.
Bye.